Hi guys, Ron here. If you watch my channel regularly, then you probably already know that I like to change the stuff on my bikes and also the other equipment quite often because I like testing out new stuff. But despite that, I have a couple of products that I don't really change at all. And today I want to show you exactly those. So these are the ones that I've been using for a long time, were relatively long. If you take my cycling career, but still they have been very durable so far. So the first one I would point out straight on my bike is the Vittoria Corsa Speed. Now I have fitted these tires in early June and have been using them ever since, so it's February now. Okay, I wasn't riding too much in the last 2 months outside, all of that was indoors, but still I've put at least 7, maybe 8,000 kilometers on these, and they're not even squared off. So you might say, okay, there are tires that are much more durable than that. Okay, I get that, but this is a super high performance race oriented tire, open tubular construction, so it's really not designed to be very long lasting, but still I found it to be quite good in this regard. And also I've got exactly 0 punctures with it, some minor cuts, but if you keep an eye on the tire and remove the tiny stones that get wedged in there, then they will last pretty long. Then some people like to complain about the lifespan, or the short lifespan rather, of modern 11-speed chains and drivetrains in general. Now, if I look at those drivetrains, I usually, I'm not really all that surprised. If you look at mine, it's always perfectly clean and very smooth, and the reason behind that is molten speed wax. So no drivetrain is going to wear out quickly if you take proper care of it and use the proper products. But I've made a lot of videos about that already. Then you may have also already seen my trusty Giro shoes. Now I only use these for training nowadays because, well, not because they are not working properly, but they just look a bit scuffed. I've had 2 crashes in these, yeah, and they're definitely not the nicest smelling either by now. But they are 2 years old. That means more than 20,000 kilometers in them, and they are still running pretty strong. Now again, you might say that CDs or some other bulkier shoes may last 4 or 5 years or even more, but this is a super light race oriented shoe again, and it has been or I should rather say it has not been treated perfectly, ridden in all kinds of weather, and still the seams are okay, the gluing of the sole is okay. Well, basically it just works, and since it doesn't have any fancy bow dials or ratchets or thing like that, just regular laces, I think there's nothing to go wrong with it, and it will last perhaps another year or 2. And if we are here at the shoes, the Speedplay cleats, these are the aero-volkable ones, also in here for the last 1.5 years or so, and yeah, they're starting to get a bit wobbly now. You can't feel that on the road, but on the trainer you definitely can. So now it may be time to change them, but they'll still engage and disengage perfectly. And yeah, that's a good thing after, I would say, around 15,000 kilometers on them. Or, no, it's more like 18 actually. Then some minor products. So Garmin chest-mounted heart rate strap. Again, I've seen or heard a couple of people complaining about these and the short lifespan. Well, to be honest, I have used this one from the first moment I got on a road bike, so that's more than 3 years ago now, and I've ridden well, maybe not thousands, but definitely many hundreds of hours in it, and it just works. I haven't even changed the battery. Yeah, it's still intact, still does the job. So for me, it's a thumbs up for the Garmin strap. Then Camelback bottles. Now I have a couple of these. Previously I've used Elite bottles, and the problem in those as such is that you can't really clean them that well and they get moldy over time. With this, however, you can basically tear them down to the smallest bit and clean up everything if you have the little brush that comes or that can be bought from Camelback. And I've used the same, I would say, set of 5 bottles or so for the last year and a half, and yeah, they're still perfectly clean. So again, thumbs up for the Camelback bottles. And finally, a bit of kit. I have 3 of these Rapha Pro Team aero suits. The reason for that is, well, I hate riding bibs and jerseys when it's warm. So these are much more airy and much more aero. And they're also being pretty durable. Again, it's a high-end race-oriented product, so perhaps not really intended for everyday use. But I've done exactly the opposite. So I've ridden basically the last 2 summers. That means from the end of April till the beginning of October, basically every single day, plus now in winter on the Turbo Trainer from, I would say, the end of September to, well, whatever it is, February. So yeah, all 3 have been washed hundreds of times, over and over and over again, and yeah, seemingly no damage at all. The chamois, it's perfectly intact, still as comfortable as day one. A couple of seams are getting loose, but nothing major. The color is okay. The black ones start to fade a bit from the UV, but again, nothing extraordinary. When you wear it, it can't really be seen. And yeah, other than that, perfectly intact after hundreds and hundreds of wash cycles. So I guess in this case, if you invest in some quality stuff, then it will be, or it will definitely have some kind of return. Yeah, so these are the things that I don't really like to change, and I haven't for the last 2 years. So if you're after some quality products, then I can definitely recommend these. If you'd like to know more about the stuff I use on my bikes and in my riding in general, then don't forget to tune into the channel and subscribe. It's all for today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.